Welcome back to HCD Entertainment Group. As always, I'm your host, Hamid Mark, joined by my two brothers today, Torre and Dane. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
I'm just Biffy.
Oh, really?
Huh?
No one uses that word. I just said it.
Really? 'Cause I thought you'd be disappointed that
What did you make up the
your
other
boy
day?
Kyrie not gonna be in the
when we were
playoff
playing
no
FIFA, what did you make up the other day?
No, that's not relevant here.
No, I know, but
Oh yeah, Kyrie, man, I wish he was playing. He's too injury prone.
So we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs, specifically the Game 7 in the East, the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Brooklyn Nets, and the Atlanta Hawks versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, these games were crazy. We're going to start with the one in Brooklyn, Giannis versus Kevin Durant. Now, that game, I told everybody. I told you guys. I told Leo. I told everybody who listened to me. I told you guys, Bucks in 7. We all didn't believe me.
Whoa, hold up. Well, first of all, they weren't a healthy Nets. If they even
I don't hear that.
If they had even two superstars, they were winning that battle.
They did have two superstars, Kevin Durant and James Harden. What you talking about?
No,
Two superstars.
I mean, James Harden wasn't fully healthy, but that's still fair.
No, Cap. I don't hear that. No, I told everybody. I'm not gonna lie.
I think he just came back because Kyrie couldn't play, so he just came back because at least he could somewhat.
no. To be fair, when I knew Kyrie wasn't playing, I said Bucks in 7 too. So
Yeah, without.
No, you didn't.
yes, I did.
No, you did not.
We did that show before Kyrie got injured.
If they had Kyrie, I was seeing a win for the Nets. James Harden, I personally don't have respect for James Harden's game, so I'm not even surprised that they were able to win, even with James Harden on the court.
I'm not gonna lie. Those last couple of plays when him and Joe Harris had those wide open shots and they bricked it, I was like, dang, Joe Harris, he been shooting crazy the whole season, even the whole playoffs. Well, not very much in the playoffs, but the season he was the best shooter by far. We shot about 50% from the three, and obviously James Harden, but we expect to see that from the playoffs of him. They broke those two wide open shots. That's when I was like, all right, they're gonna lose. Cause I'm not gonna lie, when KD hit that shot with that freaking spin fadeaway.
Too bad he wears shoe size number 18.
Yeah, I've been hearing that he wears a size up. Yeah, people say he's wearing a size up to be more comfortable. They said literally that size up was the difference between him making the 2 and the 3.
If he had normal size shoes,
if
he had normal size shoes, they would be in the Eastern Conference Finals right now.
Bro, imagine losing the playoffs because of your shoe size.
No, literally, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not.
It is.
He wears a size larger.
It is true. He wears like a size or 2 larger just so he could be comfortable. Like he wears a size like 14 or 15.
Well, maybe if he wasn't comfortable, maybe he would have just bricked the shot. So maybe it just worked out for him after all.
I mean,
it didn't work out because.
It didn't help him on the very last play in overtime. The last play in overtime was his fault. He should have tried to drive to the rim, get a mid-range pull up.
Yeah, that boy thought he was Damon. He was like, all right, the first time it worked, let me do it again. I'm like, bro, yeah, PJ Tucker, drive to the mid-range, pull up, and then do the shots you've been doing the whole game. He's like, nah, let me try the spin move again. And he airballed it.
On the last shot, once he got past half court, he had about 5-point-something seconds left on the clock. Enough time to dribble hard, pull up, whatever. Mm-hmm. And he decided to waste like 2 seconds at the 3-point line, and then he did a fadeaway jumper, which is a very bad shot.
I'm not gonna lie, though. When he did that again, I'm like, oh my God, is he gonna make it? I'm like, you gonna pull a Davian? I'm like,
2 times.
Nah.
I'm making that shot in my sleep.
You're making that shot in your sleep?
I'm better than KD. That has nothing to do with
you could be better than KD if you put that work in, but no. Right now, you.
No.
Damn, Tori ain't got no faith in me today.
My YMCA self is better than KD, but that's not the point.
Nah, Kevin Durant played every minute of that game. Him and James Harden. He had 48 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds. Joe Harris played 47 minutes. This man only had 10 points.
Remember when KD said he was as good a shooter as Stephen Clay?
Joe Harris is a better shooter than Stephen Clay?
No, at the same level, age duo.
Who, Joe Harris?
Yeah.
I mean,
KD said that.
If you go by regular season, yeah.
No.
If you go by regular season, he was up there. Their best player was
Stephen Clay takes more than he attempts.
Yeah, and they get like around the same percentage.
Their coverage is completely different from the coverage that Joe Harris gets.
Yeah, and they have like the same percentage as Joe Harris.
He can't compare himself to Steph Curry and Clay.
No, that's what KD said.
Exactly. Yeah, the coverage is way different. I mean, yeah, his percentages. You can't disrespect the percentage. 50% is no laughing matter.
He was the best shooter
But,
statistically.
I mean, there's a lot of little intricacies there that you just can't ignore between when it comes to the comparisons between him and Steph and Clay.
James Harden had 22 points, but he played just like KD. He played the whole game. He almost had a triple double, but his stat line is kind of, it doesn't tell the story of the game because he was not James Harden. He should have at least 40 points in that game. Like he should. I know he's on one leg, but no, if you're James Harden, you got to show up. Their best player besides him was obviously Blake Griffin, who I don't know what he was taking, decided to like posterize and shoot threes all over in people's faces. I don't know what he's on, but he was actually pretty good, despite Jeff Green not scoring any points. He only played 13 minutes that whole game, despite getting that 27 the last one. He got 0 points in this game. He was
in 27 minutes.
No, in 13 minutes.
In 13 minutes,
he got 0 points.
Okay, so
0 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist.
We're talking about how the Nets lost this game, but can we talk about how Chris Middleton's the best player in the league?
Bro, let's talk about that. Chris Middleton is a born killer, bro. Listen, anybody who's not putting respect on Chris Middleton's name, you need to stop. Because this man, Chris Middleton was hooping. He had 23 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. That don't sound like a lot, but he was killing those boys. And he was defending KD towards the end.
He's their number one option in the clutch.
Sounds like they could have used him on Brooklyn.
I know, right? Giannis, how much air ball? He threw 2 air balls in the free throw line?
Yes.
Dude, yeah, I can never understand how people. You got one job to do. You get paid to do one thing.
At least he's not as bad as Ben Simmons.
I think he's what?
At least he's not as bad as Ben Simmons.
Facts. But
yeah, at least he'll take a shot.
Him and Ben Simmons are probably the 2 worst active free throw shooters in the league right now.
By far. Like I would take Shaq over them at the line, to be honest, at this rate.
Oh, most definitely, especially over Ben Simmons.
Bro. But yeah, I mean, Giannis had a good game. Giannis had 40 points, 5 assists, 13 rebounds. He was just trash from the free throw line. Like he was atrocious. I was like, dang, bro, come on.
Yo, he's lucky he got through that game because it's the playoffs. And every free throw matters, especially when you're missing more than 2 or 3 of them. You need to start hitting those because as the teams start getting tougher and tougher, every point that you score is going to matter more down the clutch in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, I know he's not going to get better at the free throws all of a sudden during the playoffs, but those are points that at some point it just might catch up to them.
Yeah, because honestly, those are the points he left on the table could have meant the difference between them losing the series. I mean, obviously they won the series despite his terrible free throw shooting, but
because how many free throws did he miss?
I'm not exactly sure. I'm trying to check right now.
A lot.
He probably missed more than 3. He missed more than 3, right? So
definitely, yeah.
In the fourth quarter, where Kevin Durant hit the game tying shot to go into overtime. If he had hit, let's say, about 3 of those free throws, then that shot would not have mattered for KD to take the team into overtime for a possible victory. So that's why you really need to capitalize on it and as many free throws as you can. They're literally called free throws because you're expected to score them at a high clip.
And that's why he has the best player in the league at small forward.
His free throw percentage was 48.3%. So that's
at least it's not Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons shoots 32% from the free throw.
That's absolute trash. But I mean, obviously he makes up with it with his rebounds. He's always gonna get 40 points, so he makes up with it even though he doesn't have his free throws. But his free throws need to improve.
I thought you were talking about Ben Simmons. He did not make up for it on any part of his stuff.
Except for defense.
So we're gonna go to them right now. Bro, trade Ben Simmons.
For who?
For Chris Pass.
Who's meant to trade that?
Chris Pass on Philly and Ben Simmons on Dallas. Straight swap.
Why?
Because they're both ass. But I mean, but Philly will do better with Chris Pass, and Ben Simmons could at least facilitate the ball and give Luka Doncic.
Why would Luka Doncic want to play along somebody who can't shoot when he's driving and kicking? Why would he want to kick it out to Ben Simmons?
No. Ben Simmons would be the one driving and kicking it out to Luka.
No.
Yeah.
No. Because if Ben Simmons drives, has an open layup, and kicks it out to Luka Doncic is gonna lose his stuff, man. He's gonna get angry. He's gonna be like, you need to shoot that ball, just like Joel Embiid. He passed up a shot, And then Joel Embiid was like, bro, you gotta take that shot.
Yeah, Ben Simmons, look, bro, who did he pass it to at the end? When he had a free
Matisse
layup.
Thybulle.
Who was it?
Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was like, bro, Trae Young was on him. I'm like, dunk the basketball. This man said in the post conference he thought Gallinari or Trae Young, one of them was gonna foul him. He felt them on his back. I'm like, bro, you're 6'10", 240 pounds. Like, dunk the basketball.
No one was on his back. The two players were in front of him.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Even like Trae Young was in front of him. If you look at the play, he was in front of him, and he literally just as soon as he spun and he beat was it Gallinari? No,
he beat Trae Young.
No, there was another
Gallinari and
Bogdanovich or one of them were guarding him in that play. He spun, he beat them. Trae Young was in the post. He moved away, and then he dished it out to.
No, Trae Young was guarding him in the post, and then when he spun around Trae Young, Bogdanovich and Gallinari were in front of him guarding Matisse Thybulle, and he still passed it up to Matisse Thybulle when he's getting double teamed.
Bro, either way, like, dude, like, not. Bro, he had
5 points.
He had 5 points in that game, bro. 5 points.
It's disappointing because he has everything to be one of the great point guards of the game today. The size, the athleticism, the quote unquote IQ. Even though he passes up his shots, he has good IQ. The defense, he has everything, but he's in his own way. He's the biggest reason why he can't succeed. Because I don't know, I think he's too mentally in his head. Because it has to be mental for you to not even attempt these shots.
Oh no, it's definitely mental. Because you can see he was terrified. He didn't want to go to the rim. Like
people talked about Lonzo, how he didn't have confidence. This is probably the lowest amount of confidence I've probably seen in any NBA player I personally laid my eyes on. Because he just has zero confidence. Giannis can't. He knows he can't shoot.
That's why it's ridiculous. Giannis can't shoot for anything.
He will attempt the three.
But he'll attempt it. Yeah, he'll at least take a couple.
And even though his free throw percentage are bad, he looks like he's excited when he goes to the free throw line. Like he wants it. Like he wants to take the free throws. He wants to take these shots. So it's just skill wise, it's not there. He's inconsistent. But Ben Simmons is just. He's just completely devoid.
Bro, I'm telling you, what was it, like a year or 2 years ago? I saw this Instagram post of him in the gym. And, like, his form is there. He looked, I mean, obviously everybody could look like Kobe in the gym. But his form was there. He's taking fadeaways, threes. I'm like, bro, you can shoot. Like,
Iman Shumpert could look like Jordan.
Everyone
Iman Shumpert could look like Jordan in the gym.
Okay, yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, people acting like he has some kind of form. Just take more shots. Attempt them at least and then practice them.
That's the thing. Even though
he could do it. I've seen him do it on Instagram. Right? He could do it.
But even though he shoots with his left hand, he has a good form. Even though his shot's kind of bad, his shot's not even ugly. But like,
his shot's not ugly.
There was footage of him when he was in the summer league of him draining mid-range shots, and they were like, "Why does he do this now?" But maybe I don't know.
Bro, but Ice Trae, Ice Trae going to the conference
before we
finals.
Move on to Trae Young.
Huh?
Before we move on to Trae Young, the Shanghai Sharks looking really good for next season with Ben Simmons, Kristaps Porzingis, and Kyle Kuzma. So,
wait, to who?
The Shanghai Sharks.
The Shanghai
Sharks?
Sharks?
They're looking good with Kyle Kuzma, Kristaps Porzingis, and Ben Simmons.
Yeah, because them boys probably not. They don't belong in the NBA. It looks like.
No, they're not going to the Shanghai Sharks.
If I had to pick one of them on my NBA team, I'm keeping Kyle Kuzma.
Bro,
at least he still has hope.
But Ice Trae, boy, what do you think about Ice Trae going to conference finals, boy?
Okay, well, first
the
off,
Atlanta Hawks. I'm actually listen. Besides the Clippers, I'm not mad about any team right now. Like I have the Phoenix Suns winning the whole thing. I want them to win because they're my prediction. But I ain't gonna be mad at whoever wins the playoff besides the Clippers. That's the only team I don't like anymore. But I like every team, and they got rid of all the trash boys out there. They got rid of Brooklyn. Brooklyn just thought they could just walk in there and win. They got rid of all that noise.
If Kyrie was there.
Listen, Kyrie too busy about his projects outside the. He ain't even gonna play next season. He gonna be retiring. He too worried about all that craziness in his head.
Man.
Huh?
He's one of my favorite players to watch. His game is the most beautiful to watch in my opinion. And he just never. I just could never watch him, man. It's just because he's never on the floor. He's always hurt or something.
Yeah, he always got something.
Even Chris Paul is healthy this playoffs, and he gets hurt every playoffs.
Yeah, it just messed him up with that COVID nonsense. But other than that, I'm so glad for Trae Young. Like
Kevin Huerter carried game.
Kevin Huerter.
Shout out to Kevin Huerter. He had like 25 points or something.
Yeah, oh my God, bro. Clint Capella was hooping. Bro, they're all ball. I mean, Trae Young, he had like, I remember like it was the third, fourth quarter. We saw the stat. Trae Young was like 4 for 30.
No, he ended the game 5 for 23.
5 for 23, but he still had like 20 points. He had double with 23 points. He had like 10 assists. Like, he had a terrible shooting night, but he had the energy. He brought the team up. He facilitated basketball very well.
Shout out John Collins, especially for that nasty dunk in Game 6.
That dunk he did on Joel.
Oh yeah, bro. Joel Embiid's too soft for me, bro. I can't stand Joel Embiid.
No, Joel Embiid did his thing, but that dunk was polarizing dunk. I think he even wore the shirt of him dunking into one of his post game interviews.
He already had a shirt. It was like 2 days after. How is that even possible?
I mean, he's an NBA player. If he wants it, he can get it whenever he wants.
Like, bro, Trae Young. Oh my God, bro, Trae Young. Joel Embiid, I give him credit. Joel Embiid, he
had like 8 turnovers in one of the games. He choked.
No, I mean he did. But I mean he basically had to do everything. Him, and maybe Tobias Harris.
And Seth Curry.
Seth Curry is ridiculous. Like him and Joel Embiid were single-handedly trying to carry this team to a conference finals.
Tyrese Maxey was cool in Game 6.
Say again?
Tyrese Maxey was cool in Game 6.
What? Kyrie said what?
Tyrese Maxey.
Smacks him?
Tyrese Maxey.
Wait, what's your point?
Tyrese Maxey.
He was good in Game 6 when they won.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure about Game 7, but he was good in Game 6.
Yeah, oh my God. But yeah, Seth Curry, he's on the wrong team. He should be on the Warriors.
Hey Seth, come to the Warriors. Play with your brother. Come on.
Nah. Steph Curry gonna be in the shadow. I say Seth is better than Curry though.
Wow.
He said Seth.
Seth better than Curry. You not see what he's doing, bro? He's carrying the Philadelphia 76ers, bro.
I'm about to take you off the channel.
Nah, take you off.
You getting canceled for saying that.
You getting
canceled.
Who was in the playoffs though?
You're getting canceled by us.
No, who was in the playoffs though? All right then.
Alex Caruso was better than Damian
Curry,
Lillard.
bro.
Seth Curry has all of his superstar players healthy.
What?
He got all of his star players healthy. Steph Curry didn't. Steph Curry had Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons healthy.
He was averaging 21 points in that whole
Don't
series,
disrespect
bro.
Kelly Oubre like that.
Kelly Oubre wasn't.
What you say?
Said don't disrespect Kelly Oubre like that. He said none of the stars were healthy. Kelly Oubre's a star, bona fide superstar.
Kelly Oubre
is averaging 30 points next season.
Kelly Oubre is a stormtrooper, bro. He can't hit the side of the barn door,
in the latter half of the season, though.
Actually, no, he was actually very good past like half of the season.
He was, and then he got injured, and they didn't have him anymore.
Nah. Kelly Oubre is trash, though.
But anyways, the Warriors are trash. What were we talking about?
We're talking about the Game 7, and I like that Trae Young's in the conference finals. I'm gonna predict Milwaukee in 5.
No.
Yeah.
It's going to at least 6. I got Milwaukee winning.
Okay, maybe, but no.
I got Milwaukee winning.
Bro, once you go to that 5 with the Brooklyn Nets, any other team look easy to you. I'm taking Milwaukee in 5 games.
No, I got Milwaukee winning, but in at least 6, maybe 7. I'll say Bucks in 7.
Bucks in 7?
Bucks in 7. The Hawks.
Atlanta is not taking the Bucks.
First off, I thought the Knicks were gonna beat the Hawks. Very dumb. The Hawks got them out of there easily, very easily. And then I thought the Sixers were gonna beat them in 5, but they took them to 7 and they won the series. So Hawks are gonna beat the Bucks. Not gonna beat the Bucks. The Bucks are gonna beat the Hawks in 7.
No,
they're gonna win at least 2 games.
Good. The only way I go to Game 7 is if Chris Middleton drops, and it's just Giannis. That's the only way it's going to Game 7. It is not going to Game 7.
So did we not just watch what the Hawks did? Why are they not?
Yeah, I mean, okay, but Philly is ill. 4 against 5. You got a man who can't. You got your best player who can't shoot the basketball. That's going to be difficult anyway. But no, who's going to stop Giannis? Or Chris Middleton for that fact?
Who's going to stop Trae Young? Because at least with the Sixers,
Trae Young going to stop Trae Young.
At least with the Sixers,
if he shoot like that, he going to stop him.
At least with the Sixers, they had Ben Simmons and Matisse Thybulle to try to stop him. The Bucks have nobody. I mean, they have Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, but like they're not as good defenders as Ben Simmons and Matisse Thybulle.
Bro, who you got, Tori?
Obviously, I got the Bucks.
Well, difficulty of how they're gonna win. Sweep, gentlemen sweep, Game 7, like this man's trying to say.
I mean, I got Bucks in 4 or 5.
What? Why?
What do you mean why?
Bro, like this.
All right, come back to the show when the Hawks take them to at least 6.
Hey, did I not say that the Clippers were gonna beat the Jazz? when both y'all said the
I didn't
Jazz
argue
won.
that. I said the Jazz were gonna win, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers won.
All right, and Kawhi was injured. But listen, here's the main difference between this matchup and all of the Hawks' previous matchup. The Hawks got lucky with their first two matchups.
No, they didn't.
They had bums. They had the Knicks.
Keeping record, the Knicks are Torres team, by the way. The Knicks are Torres team, so he just called his own team trash.
Yes, because the Knicks, both teams were teams where their star players did not show up and could not show up. The Knicks had Julius Randle. He was consistently bad because he was good all regular season, but he's never been used to the playoff defenses. So once the playoff defenses came in, his true nature got exposed. And then when he played against the Sixers, a team that was very capable of beating them, they got lucky because each game Ben Simmons did not drop even more than 10 points.
Also
if he dropped more than 10 points
he averaged 40 points the whole series.
In any of those games, they would have been ahead of. They would have been going on to the next round.
Hawks came back.
The difference between the Sixers and the Knicks is now that the Bucks has a star player that actually shows up every night. He has a weakness that you can exploit, but he makes up for it in other ends. He might miss his free throws, he might miss his threes, but he's still going to drop like 30 points despite not being a good shooter. He's still going to get like 10 rebounds, and he's still going to get a handful of assists. Julius Randle, when he can't do nothing, when he's failing, he fails in all areas. He shot himself to death, and then Ben Simmons, he does not score, and that's one of the main things of the game. And his assist was not enough to cover up for that, and his rebounds were not enough to cover up for that. Giannis always does the most despite his lack of skill on the free throw end and the shooting end, and that'll be the difference. They have a star player that shows up every night.
The Hawks came back from a 26-point lead or like something like that in like 2 different games, so they have the fight. So
yeah, but that's Philly though. Like, did you really think Philly was gonna do anything though?
You thought Philly were gonna make the conference finals. You thought Philly were gonna make the conference finals. Everybody thought Philly was gonna make the conference finals.
Atlanta?
No, Philly. You thought Philly was gonna make the conference finals.
Me, no. I didn't think they were gonna make the conference finals.
That's cap.
No, I didn't.
That's actually cap.
No, once if they played the Knicks, then yeah. But once Atlanta beat the Knicks, I was like, Atlanta, bro. Atlanta's from the hood, bro.
That's literally cap.
Bro,
I know you said Sixers.
I don't trust Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. I knew they were gonna. I remember they were gonna choke that away somehow.
I remember the first game when the Hawks were beating the Sixers by like 20 in the first quarter or something like that. You were like, wow, because it was shocking because you didn't expect them to beat the Sixers.
No, cap. What are you talking about?
I remember that you were right here in this living room when the Hawks.
You're making up stories.
I remember vividly.
You're making up stories.
Yeah, you don't lie to your audience like that. It's okay.
I'm not lying to my audience. No.
Anyways,
you can never win with a point guard who can't shoot the basketball, or I won't shoot the basketball. You're never gonna win with that.
Nowadays, you can't win with a point guard who just can't score. Period.
Yeah, you're gonna have a guy who literally won't take a shot. Like you basically take them out the game. If they play the Knicks, because the Knicks don't have people like that like on their team.
Simmons,
then I'll be like, yeah, but. The fact that they had Atlanta Hawks, I was like, they're going to pull it out somehow.
Ben Simmons is supposed to be the second best player on the Sixers team.
He's supposed to be the best player on the team.
He's supposed to be the second best player on the team behind Joel Embiid. And for the Knicks, the second best player was, other than Julius Randle, was Derrick Rose. Really, he was the best player in the playoffs, but on paper, he's like our second best player. With the Bucks, their second best player is Chris Middleton. And we've seen the type of shape and form that Chris Middleton's been in this playoffs. And then after that, they got Drew Holiday. So and those guys have been consistent pretty much all playoff long. So that disparity is very different from the previous matchups that the Hawks have had to face. And on top of that, the Bucks have considerable more size than the previous teams the Hawks had to face as well. So it's going to be a lot more difficult to keep them on that side. Yes, Drew Holiday's a pretty sizable guard. Giannis is huge.
The Sixers they had Ben Simmons, who's a 6'9" point guard. They had Tobias Harris, who's tall. They had Joel Embiid. They had Matisse Thybulle. They had a very long lineup, a very tall lineup.
All right, that's fair. But like I said, the Bucks, they've had far more consistent players when it comes to their 1, 2, and their third option.
Nah, I'm telling you right now.
Bucks in 7.
Bucks is not going to a game 7. All right, if Bucks goes to a game 7, I'll give you $10.
If Bucks go to 7, $10. If the Hawks win the series, you give me $20.
If the Hawks win the series,
yeah,
they give you $20.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not betting.
And if Bucks go to 7, you give me 10.
This is not a bet, right? This is just like.
No, this is a bet because it's money.
Nah. I'm not gonna bet. No, I'm not. I'm not about to do Milwaukee like that. Every time I bet, the complete opposite happens that I want it to happen. So I'm just gonna see how it goes. But I'm just saying it's not a bet. But I'm just saying if they go to a game 7, I'll give you $10.
I come back to this when the Hawks take the Bucks to at least 6 games. At least 6 games.
Well, that series is gonna be fun. Walk in on the Hawks, and obviously the conference final started.
I don't think the Bucks will even need 6 games to go out with the Hawks.
The conference final started with the Clippers and the Sun. I'm just gonna really just quickly say that the Clippers are trash.
Actually,
they
no.
They just got lucky that they got
hold on.
there, and Devin Booker is the next Kobe Bryant.
You know what I said earlier about Chris Paul to be the best player of all time? I take it back. It's actually Devin Booker. It's actually Devin Booker.
Devin Booker's clean.
He's the greatest player of all time.
Devin Booker. I think Stephen A. Smith said he's the next Kobe. I don't know about that.
For real, if he plays long enough, he could be the next Kobe. For real.
I think so.
No joke.
For me, my Kobe is Jason Tatum. That boy's game is clean.
No.
When he plays, he reminds me of Kobe, kind of.
A little bit, but
reminds me of Kobe.
he needs to win games in the
No,
playoffs.
Donovan Mitchell's Dwayne Wade, Jason Tatum's Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker's Kobe.
Nah, Jason Tatum to me, he's a taller Kobe to me.
Yeah, but the Clippers lost that one by 6 points, 120 to 114 to the Suns. I got the Suns in. So they did Chris Paul dirty. I don't know. I got them in 6.
Suns in 6.
I got Suns in
6.
Because Paul George gonna come and hoop.
Shout out Paul George for hooping in the playoffs.
Yeah. Listen, I'll give Pandemic P. I'm gonna call him Playoff P. Now he actually been hooping. I'll give him that. He's actually been playing good. It's just that Kawhi. Cool. I don't know what it's about these players. They need to find a different doctor.
He said he might have torn his ACL, which could be bad. But
what was it? It was a bruised knee. What was it? Torn meniscus, something like that.
I don't think did they announce the injury? I don't think they did. Maybe they did.
I'm not entirely sure. All I know is I think he's out for this series indefinitely, unless I don't know, he decides to play on one leg, but like James Harden. But nah, he's not coming back. I know Torre loves Kawhi, but he's soft, bro. I'm sorry. This man, league blows on him, and he's out for a whole series.
All the best players.
Kawhi rarely gets injured, except for that 1 year with the Spurs where he's out for the whole season. But that was not even because of injury, just because he didn't want to play for the Spurs.
Nah, he's always had knee problems. He's always had little knee problems here and there. He never plays a full season. That's the problem.
Kawhi's always healthy. He only doesn't play when he doesn't want.
Of the season. Unlike Kyrie, where Kyrie
when he only doesn't play because he doesn't feel like it.
But yeah, he usually at least plays the majority of the season.
So I got Suns in 6.
Maybe get some rest.
I got Suns in 6. What you got him in?
I honestly have no idea because any of one of these teams to me could win. So I really don't know because both times the Clippers have been down 0-2. They've come back. They did that against the Jazz and the team before that. Who was it before that?
Mavericks.
And against the Mavericks. So it could really go either way. I'm not really sure who's gonna win this one, to be honest.
Unless Paul George consistently drops 50 points a game.
The Suns have been a really good team, but at the same time, the Clippers have always been able to bounce back. So
the Clippers would have got swept if they didn't do Chris Paul dirty with that COVID protocol nonsense. They would have got swept if CP3 was there.
They won without Chris Paul, anyways. And
No, they did, but I mean, they're not gonna sweep them without Chris Paul. They're gonna make mistakes here and there.
He's only out for about one more game.
No, well, no one knows. It depends.
They said 2 games before the series started, so one more game. I don't know. They did him dirty because I think LeBron did the same thing, but because LeBron is the NBA.
Well, no, because Chris Paul tested positive, I think so.
He didn't test positive. It's because he violated the protocol. He hanging out with people outside and whatever they're supposed to do, and they're quarantining him or whatever. He didn't test positive. Otherwise, he'd be out pretty much almost the whole series. He'd be out for at least a week, 2 weeks. They just did that because he.
Oh, and the NBA is rigged. Like, you're foul, NBA.
Bro, because LeBron did the same thing, and LeBron, because they know their rain's going to drop, they said, "Nah, LeBron, you can come in." Chris Paul don't carry the reins like that.
We could have been in the playoffs if the NBA did their job because he wouldn't have played the play-in game. But anyways.
Who, the Warriors?
Yeah, because LeBron wouldn't have played the play. That was when the play-in was happening. He would have had a free win.
Okay, y'all were just sorry though.
We took him to we damn near won that game and he was playing.
And you lost to the Grizzlies.
Until he saw 3 rims and shot the middle one. That's hella cap, by the way. But.
Well, anyways, those series should be quite exciting, and I got the Milwaukee in 5. I don't know what the hell Danny's talking about. Milwaukee in 7.
Come back to when the Hawks take him to 7.
That's crazy. No, not
Come back to when the Hawks
Trae
take
Young
him
will
to 7.
get a game for them, but they're not. That's not going to Game 7. And then I got the Phoenix Suns in 6. Obviously, they're my favorite to win the whole thing, but I got them in 6. I could go to Game 7 easily, depending on how Paul George and Morris want to play. But I got them in. If they could win the next game and then Chris Paul comes back for Game 3. Then Phoenix in 6, or even sweep if they could win the next game. So that's what I got. But the NBA playoffs is shaping up to be quite the exciting drama, even though we don't have LeBron James, Kevin Durant, or Steph Curry. So I'm hoping to see who gets it right. Honestly, I don't care who wins the playoffs, as long as it's not the Clippers, because I can't stand PG. I can't stand Patrick Beverly. I can't stand that whole squad, bro. The Clippers are trash, bro.
With Kyrie out and with Kawhi injured, it's easy for me to root now. Now I'm rooting for the Suns because Chris Paul needs that ring.
Yeah, CP3.
By the way,
It's saddening to see
Banana
him
Boat Crew.
play every year and he can't even really finish.
If Chris
his
Paul
run
wins the
because he's
ring,
getting injured.
if Chris Paul wins the ring, he's a top 5 point guard of all time. Easily.
He's already top 5 point guard already.
No, but it's arguable because Magic Johnson, Curry, Stockton, Oscar. Actually, no, yeah, he is already top 5.
Yeah,
but if he wins the championship, he's better than Oscar, and he's very close to Stockton.
Did you not have Steph Curry on that list?
I know. I said Johnson, Curry, Stockton.
Oh.
Wait, Stockton got a ring, right? No. He's better than Stockton already.
Not already, but if he wins the ring, he's better than Oscar, and he's very close to Stockton.
All right, we're gonna see. As always, this has been HCD Entertainment Group, and we'll see you guys later.